Oi, check it out. Zest for Life, aka Fresh Mark Sense. Now I'm gonna open up with one question. Why do we wear perfume? We wear perfume to get the most out of our day and to accentuate our best features and like clothes, really make our personality pop with our perfume. So if you want to go for a business interview, you want to wear something formal, something clean, something sharp, just like what you're wearing, a suit, tie, whatever. And comforting scents are for those cozy moments. And this is a formal scent by Montale that is fantastic for, I think, well, it's great for Friday prayers, which is Jummah, because it's quite regal. It's a little bit not very religious in that it's smoky. It's got frankincense in it. Somebody has told me it reminded them a little bit like a church because the frankincense is a bit smoky. But it's a niche Arab smelling perfume. These are like white oud. So this is White Oud by Montale, and I describe it as not just a niche Arab fragrance. It's a all white, rich sheikh perfume. This is gives me rich sheikh vibes. This is formal. It is pristine. It is regal. It is almost like royal. That kind of rich, pristine, clean, masculine, and strong scent. It opens with saffron, musk, spicy yet cool musk, such as saffron and musk. So it's not very spicy, but it's spicy fresh. And then it has the sandalwood and oud combination, which is both uh, slightly sour and traditional, let's say. It has a touch of animalic note with a leather note and labdanum. Leather note produced by labdanum. I can smell the powdery, clean, formal, rich nature of rose. So it makes you feel a little bit more upright, like there's something clean and fresh on you. From the spiciness of the top, the rich oriental spices of saffron done in a different way, in a saffron and musk way, to the formal rose that people could recognize in this country, to the exotic and traditional oud note, which has all the facets that you would expect from a oud. And I like the woody nature of this as well. It's woody enough, not just sour green, it has a resounding wood note in the patchouli and slight oud note. It's like patchouli, oud, and then the sandalwood. And that's what it is, really. It's a very fresh perfume. It opens with cardamom, musk, and saffron. I think that's the only note I haven't mentioned. But what you get from this is something that would keep you upright. You would wear with your whites or your white clothes or shalwar kameez, they call it, which is a Pakistani dress, which is the top half and the bottom half. Shalwar is actually the bottom, which is like the baggy trousers. But something that is formal, clean, uh, and puts you upright. And the reason why I mention this is when you go for job interviews and the like, you need to think about how how do I want to present myself? And I always try to present myself in a clean, respectable way, so that if I were to introduce myself, you would know that I come off as respectful, and I would try to continue that relationship on, moving onwards in the same way. So it's trying to be consistent, trying to be respectful, and trying to give off a aura of respecting the place that you're at. So you give enough credence to it that you are going to dress up nicely and wear nice perfume for the event. So when I'm talking about interviews, I think I want to give off the best aura for myself. But sometimes you can't do that. Rewind. So, what if you can't do that? What if you have dressed very nicely, you've come into the office, and something has hindered your ability to look professional? Something like a criminal record. Yes, you can be very professional, but a piece of paper can be thrown in front of your boss and it'll be a DBS check and you have a criminal record. So, how do you keep your shoulders upright when you have such a heavy burden on your head? Well, there is one thing to do. You could, once the sentence is spent, you could just say, I don't have a criminal record, which is your right completely. And a lot of people may dig deeper and try to pick holes at your perfect appearance when you've done your suit and everything and refuse to talk about the past. But I think the best thing you could do after acknowledging the past is put your best foot forward and acknowledge what you've learned in between on the way. So the only way to keep your shoulders upright is realize that you're a better person than you were before and you acknowledge the mistakes you've made in the past and have tried to move forward. So let's stop talking like I'm talking about you guys. I'm talking about myself. So let's just open up. I have a criminal record. I was in a life or death struggle where somebody tried to stab me with a knife, and I had a knife against knife confrontation. What happened is I was trapped. I was nowhere back, and the person thrust a knife towards my neck, and I defended myself with a concealed knife at the last moment when he thrust it towards my neck. It caused a 3 centimeter scratch on his arm, 3 centimeters in depth with no 3 centimeters in width with no depth. So it didn't go inside him. It was a perfect defensive parry for for a knife being thrust into my throat, and that was real. That knife. So yeah, that was yeah. And then he hid his knife, and I was honest about mine. So that's what happened. So I chose life, and because I've chosen life, employers have not given me a job for it's been about 9 years. So I've been ostracized from society for choosing life over being a victim and death, which is what people should just bend over and die, according to the government, because it doesn't really make any room for self-defense in the UK government. There's no room for self-defense, and nobody forgives and forgets in the internet age. So what can you do once you know that? You have to put your shoulders high, and sometimes you have to act bigger than your CV, and you have to act bigger because people, well, people say that they want realism and honesty, but they actually just want big characters in public spaces. So your manager probably has no substance whatsoever, but he'll be put there because he's got the prerequisite characteristics to keep the bottom half in line, which is bullishness, being the first one there so you can, motivate the people, being the loudest one there, being a little bit rude and abrasive to put people in their place. These aren't qualities that a manager would actually want in an employee. They just choose these qualities from the employees and make a middle management out of them. So don't be discouraged with middle management putting you down for having some character and actually applying for the job. because it's very hard to apply for a job once it's uphill. But the fact that you actually made it up there means that you are willing to make the effort despite having all of those challenges. So keep trying, uh, remain positive. You have to lie about your past, you have to just not talk about it. If you do talk about it, just realize that this person's trying to dig holes. They're not trying to benefit you in any way. They're just a middle management character who's trying to teach you a lesson in their own way, for a life that they haven't lived. And they're not very empathetic, so they might do that a lot. So don't be discouraged by what middle management is saying when they don't employ you the first time. Just keep on trying in different places, and it's a numbers game. You're going to keep on hitting it, you're going to get it eventually. So keep your shoulders up, wear something very nice, formal. Maybe you could wear something a little bit polarizing, maybe, because abrasion and saying what you think, it's said to be valued, but only at a management level. So you can come off as somebody who is independent as thought and then quickly slip into the group and be a clique person as soon as you get your job. So I mean, I can imagine having a job probably strips you of all individuality in today's workplace. Because you have to fit in with a clique to actually keep a job. Um, but this scent is for the individual who, well, values himself, keeps his shoulders upright because he's wearing something formal, kingly. He recognizes the king inside him. He doesn't allow other people to uh, devalue him, or doesn't allow competition to overwhelm him. He rises up to the competition. And I think these are the things that you should concentrate on. When have you risen above yourself to grow in that time period? So, one of the things that I've been doing since COVID and since this channel started, when I talk about this channel, this is a way of me explaining uh, all the skills I have in the knowledge and field of perfume. So every one of these perfume have a heart note, has a heart note, and the heart note is the middle note and is what the perfume is built around. But the whole point of the heart note is that I am getting a different heart note every time to register the scent onto my nose. And this whole perfume bank has actually helped me become better at understanding perfume physically through the skills of my nose, through smelling a different heart note, every perfume up to 200 and whatever. And this has made me confident in myself because I have improved every day and made the effort to improve myself every day. And if I don't improve myself every day, then I would completely say, well, that's why I didn't get the job. But as long as you keep on trying and keep on applying, it's going to work one day. It's going to work one day. And I know I'm saying it now as somebody who doesn't have a job, but I encourage you to do the same. And together, we can make it through this. So stay free. Don't let any haters get you down. Stay free and stay fresh. That is the lifestyle from a true king, somebody who doesn't take BS from nobody. 11 times champion.